Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Anime Royalty Radio. Wow, I already messed up. Where gearheads and nerds come to hang out. With me, as always, is Juan.
What's up?
And Legend.
Howdy, hey.
And I'm Mr. Spud. And on today's show, Nissan is in hot water. Big hot water. Disney and Sony finally reach a deal. You like my quotations? Air quotations? There is a new Pokemon show getting ready to be released. And The Last of Us Part 2 gets a release date. And with that, we're going into our figures. Sorry. Now it's me messing up. Big time messing up because none of my stuff is up.
Again.
This time it's me. And it messed me up because that's supposed to already be up there with my screen.
Yes.
And it's not. It went away.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this will be a now really good time to show you the B-roll of the figure.
Which we will do. But this is actually my figure. This is my angel spawn. It's called the Wings of Redemption. It was made in 2008. The figure alone is 9 inches without the base. It is 14 inches with the base. It was made by McFarlane Toys. What's that look for?
Sorry, continue.
You just had to do that, didn't you?
I couldn't help it.
What was he doing?
What do you think?
Go over the specs again.
Oh my God.
Let's keep going.
And it's still on sale right now for $130. It has not lost any value.
That's pretty cool.
I agree. And,
For its age, yeah, that's really good.
and I love McFarlane Toys. He only has like 3 movable things for each leg. A part of a leg moves, a part of an arm moves, and that's it. His head does not move. The wings do not move. Nothing else moves.
Well, I like the pose.
I do too. It's actually one of the best poses there is. And I did not know that one was that much when my wife bought it for me.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about that?
Well, I thought it was like maybe $30, $40. No. Because a lot of time with McFarlane Toys, you get goods, you get good quality for your buck. So you're looking at $30, you're going to get a nice figure. Usually. But this kind of took me by surprise. Now, Angel Spawn is actually my favorite representation of Spawn, besides like Raven Spawn and some of the other ones they've done through the toy series. But this one is actually my favorite. I love his wings. The wings are so intricate and detailed. It's just beautiful.
Oh, yeah, you can make out every single feather.
Mm-hmm. And that's the best thing about it.
I like the spikes on the front.
Oh, yeah. Because, it's got that representation of hell with a little bit of bat wing or the demon wings.
It's pretty metal.
Of course. I mean, look who owns it. I mean,
Pretty metal, yeah.
Spud is a metalhead if nobody knows.
yeah, I'm a huge metalhead.
You should hear him going down the road with his windows down.
Last night it was operatic metal. It wasn't that bad.
So you're a classy metalhead.
I mean, I listen to all types of metal. Except for hair metal, because that stuff's just horrible.
Yes.
Other than that, also in figures, it's coming to be released here soon, is the Batman vs. Predator figures. And we looked at these the other day, and they are beautiful. I mean, it's got Batman in Predator's blood holding a baseball bat. And like, these two didn't know that was actually a crossover. I actually owned the book that has that. I should have brought it in, but I didn't.
And you said there was another one with aliens and Superman, correct?
Actually, in that group of books, it's a graphic novel. It has 2 comic runs that have Batman versus aliens in 2 different occasions. Then it also has where the Predators show up and Batman gets the help from Superman. But it's not the first time they've clashed. So it's actually really awesome. And I think like 2 years ago, they actually released the Batman versus alien, and it was the old white alien that was in the second comic book run. So, I mean, it wasn't new to me that y'all said that. I mean, it's cool. I'm glad they're doing it, but it wasn't something that I wasn't used to seeing.
Now, when you say the old white alien, do you mean like from, what was it? Was it Resurrection?
No, it's not the kid alien that you see in Alien Resurrection where he the one that's half human. Yeah. No, this one, what it was is in the first comic book run, somebody gets infected with it and they take an egg, from the Queen and move it to Gotham, hide it underneath, and it takes place like 30 years after those events. And in that time, it hatches, it grows older by being hidden, and it comes out all white. So it's like an older, more advanced, elder type alien. It's weird. I'll have to show it to you.
Yeah.
Aged alien like Juan.
Well, what? Oh.
Or would it be a pickled alien?
No, he's not pickled, thank God.
Let's not talk about pickled foods. Not after what we saw.
No.
But, because, see, when you say that, I think about the neomorphs.
Yes, I know what you're saying, but it was an actual, like, regular form alien, not the neomorph.
Well, that's really cool, because normally when you see an older alien, it's usually in its matriarch stage.
Yep, the queen stage.
Mm.
But not this one. Well, now that we're done with that, moving on to comics, and the first thing is Sony and Disney have reached a deal to release one more Spider-Man movie. Now, we've looked into this, and they're still arguing about the percentage that they're going to get money-wise from each or basically whatever the movie makes. They don't know who's going to get what yet. They haven't ironed that out. But Sony has said that Disney, you can have one more. One more. Which is kind of funny because me and Juan were also looking something up, and we found out an article that takes place in 2009 that said that Disney was afraid to buy Marvel because they were too edgy. That's funny.
It's pretty ironic.
It's ironic and,
Now.
in my opinion, hypocritical.
Yep.
Because at the time, what made them too edgy? Be honest, what made... Because let's see, by 2009, Captain America would have been out, a couple of the Iron Mans, maybe Thor, Hulk. Where in any of that is edgy?
I don't think that they were talking about the movie standpoint. I think they were talking about the comics, because when Disney was thinking about buying them, they were thinking staying true to the comics. Like, making an actual comic book representation into a movie would be edgy. Like, making a Venom movie, if they did it right, rated R, the way it's supposed to be, edgy. Spider-Man, the death of
Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Stacy.
But see, the
when
funny
he
thing
was
is right there.
molested as a teenager, all of that stuff is edgy stuff that's very important to the character's development. But Disney realized, well, we can own it and make our own family-friendly version.
But see, you're forgetting one thing. In 2009, Marvel Cinematic did not own the rights to Spider-Man.
But
that was still Sony.
Right, but the point being that if they wanted to do their characters justice in a movie, it would have to be edgy. Disney didn't want to deal with that. So once they came to terms with, yes, we want to buy it, but we're making it family-friendly, it's going to be our Marvel comic universe.
And this is the reason why I have no faith in them making a rated R Punisher. Since Disney Plus, the streaming, has already announced 3 titles, which is Ms. Marvel, not to be confused with Captain Marvel, it's 2 different characters, She-Hulk, and Moon Knight. There's no way Moon Knight's going to live up to the way he's supposed to be.
No.
Sorry, it's not. It's going to be horrible, and I'm not going to watch it. Because they're not going to make Moon Knight the way he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be crazy, and he's basically supposed to be Marvel's more vigilante version of Batman. So, that article, literally, they just shot themselves in the foot, which they always do. I mean, they've done it so many times. So, anybody who wants a rated R Punisher, not getting that. Jessica Jones, not getting that. I highly, highly doubt you'll get Daredevil because of how brutal the show was. And now, unless they get a contract with Hulu and say, Hulu, you can actually reboot these. But then, I don't want to see another origin story. As much as I love The Punisher, I'm tired of seeing an origin story. Same thing with Batman. They put these new Batmans in it, and what makes me so mad, they just do an origin story. And I'm like, I don't want an origin story. I'm tired of it. It's stupid. It's the same thing. Give me something new. I mean, they did it with Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, where they continued.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked for me. I'd rather have that than the origin story of Batman now with Robert Pattinson. It's annoying.
The new origin of Spider-Man, now starring Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire. Just a new Spider-Man every couple years.
It's always a new origin story. How many times do we want to see Peter Parker get bit by a damn spider? How many times is he going to be in a different era of his life? High school, college, grown up. Which one is it going to be?
Well, if Disney's going to get rights to do a Venom movie, they'll probably do an origin story.
I kind of want that, but I don't want that because I just don't want Disney to touch anything.
Mm.
I'm that after reading that article and hearing how hypocritical they were about owning the MCU. It's like, yeah, I definitely don't want y'all touching anything.
I'm a lot happier with them just stealing stuff from their artists to make in the movies like they used to, instead of just going after characters that everybody likes and ruining them.
But that's them now. Because when this whole first happened with the whole them getting Fox, that means Deadpool. The CEO, Bob Yana or something like that. It's a weird last name. I'm sorry. He literally says, we are thinking about keeping Deadpool rated R.
Nope.
Fox proved that you can make millions and millions of dollars off of a rated R superhero.
Mm-hmm.
But now they have plans for Moon Knight and Blade. There's no way Blade should be rated PG-13.
No.
It seems like the last couple of weeks, the only thing we've talked about is movies and how they should get rated R stuff.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. That's the number one problem with them.
You're not wrong. But it's the main thing that we've been talking about the last couple of shows. If I'm not, whatever. I can't talk right now.
Yeah.
Moving on. The new Joker movie incites possible shooting. So with that, theaters have already started to ban cosplayers and people showing up in costume because they're afraid of shootings. All because of what happened in Aurora, Colorado. How do y'all feel about that?
I'm still going to go see it.
I mean, I'm going to go see it too.
I mean, everybody's going to go see it. It's the fact that people just blew it all out of proportion. We had one shooting from one incident, and automatically no more Joker movies are safe.
I mean, if that's the case, why did Warner Brothers still go, yeah, we're going to put out a Joker movie? This ain't the first time it's been teased. I mean, This has been talked about for years.
We've had tons of Joker movies, and one of them gets a shooting, and bam, all Joker movies are bad. All of them can incite a mass shooting, apparently.
And see,
there's no real proof that it can incite a mass shooting. All it was the family members of the victims from that shooting had sent in a couple letters to Warner Brothers saying, "Hey, just be careful." And everybody automatically freaked out, like, "Oh my gosh, there's going to be another mass shooting."
And nothing has come up from that.
And I understand the family members of the deceased want to express, hey, this does kind of affect people's mentality. People who may not be in the right mind go see a movie that has questionable aspects might take to that personally. That's with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be the next Expendables movie.
Yeah,
that could be anything.
Some guy who's mentally unstable could go read a Macbeth poem or whatever and just automatically freak out.
Like, oh my God, I just gotta shoot people now.
It's
stupid.
It's not the movies. It's not the content of the movies. It's people. And that's the same thing with a lot of politics nowadays, but we're not getting into that. It's people. So
we can't find an actual legitimate factual correlation between mass shootings and certain movies.
No, and a lot of news articles will go ahead and tell you that a commander in the army, was it?
Army
was
and Fort
suggesting
Sail, something like that. SAIL, I think.
All these articles are saying that he said, "Oh, there's a chance of a mass shooting." No, he's saying that everybody should be careful because it's a possibility that a mass shooting could happen. Just like there's a possibility that a bomb could go off anywhere in the world right now. Just like there's a possibility of a plane crash anywhere in the world right now. It's not a movie triggering it, but you never know.
That's actually going back to the whole thing. That's kind of tying in with, do violent movies make people violent? Do violent video games make people violent?
God bless the U.S. media.
Stupid.
Now, at some point, we're all going to receive a message from the FBI telling us to shut it down, so.
Bomb, 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 bomb.
Why would they tell us to shut it down?
Because remember in the article, it says something about the FBI putting it out?
Turn toward your mic.
I'm sorry. I'm talking to you. I like to face you when I talk to you.
I know, but then I can't hear you.
But you remember what article that we were reading where it said that the feds were putting that out?
Oh, yeah, I do know.
So we're just waiting for somebody to breach the door by now.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because Warner Brothers is still going to post, they've already said no matter what, we're still putting this movie out, which they should. They should. There's nothing that should tell them, no, you should not put this out.
Right.
Because there's violent movies put out all the time that don't incite this stuff, apparently, but because he's Joker, it does, which
Right.
makes no difference. So with that, the Joker getting his own movie, I want to ask all y'all, what's one comic book character you would like to see in their own movie? Don't look at me all blankly. I mean, you could answer.
Am I going first?
I don't care who
go
goes
ahead.
first, anybody.
I would say, and this is only because this was literally the first comic ever gifted to me by a friend of mine, friend of ours. God Complex Dogma. I didn't read it all the way, but it looked like an interesting read, and I liked the fact that it was, cyberpunky. It was very detective, investigator-ish. It looked like a really nice thriller, and I'm like, I'd kind of want to see that made into a live-action movie.
Never read it.
It's okay.
I haven't read it either, but it doesn't sound bad.
I'm sure
No.
someone out there.
I mean, it is made
Come
by
across
Image
it.
too, so that don't surprise me. So, go ahead, Aaron.
A full-fledged movie, and I think it would have to be about 4 hours long, but still just a movie.
You're complaining about
4
The
hours
Godfather
long?
2, and you're going to make a movie 4 hours long?
I mean, Avatar was, and it was awesome. But the only reason I say that's because it's the only way to do his character justice. I would like to see a full-length, unrated Moon Knight movie.
Nope.
Yep.
You're not going to get it.
I didn't say I was going to get it. That's just what I want to see.
You better be ready for PG-13 Moon Knight.
See, now he's ruining it.
It's
No.
the truth, though. When you mention a character like that, and I understand what you're saying, 110%, because I agree with you. I'd love to see a good Moon Knight,
I'm just
but you're not going to get it.
a boy dreaming. This isn't going to happen. It's nowhere near the realm of possibility.
Yeah, we're not talking about the
I know
real life
what-
statistics
I
of
know
what would
we're
happen
not.
if this
But
was.
could that not be awesome?
I think it would.
See, I'm agreeing with you. It's going to be awesome.
I think it would make a really good psychological thriller action movie, because the entire story of Moon Knight is him not even realizing, like, who is he? Half the time he doesn't realize if he's the billionaire or the mercenary or just some low-level punk, or if he is the Egyptian god. He has no idea who he is half the time.
I know.
It's a beautiful story. It would make an awesome psychological thriller. But what about you? What
hate-
movie would you wish to see, that whether it be true or not?
Oh, I hate these things. Mine would have to be some of the other Image comic book people. The Pit, Max, Super Patriot, Wildcats. I want to see Image get out more instead of just Spawn. I really like what Image does with their stuff, and I feel like that needs more.
Well, like I was saying, God Complex was made by Image.
I know that, but I'm talking about their old OG stuff when the company first got started.
Okay.
Like when the only thing that you really had was Spawn leading the way, and then here comes some other ones like Super Patriot's really cool, a couple other ones. And if we're really going to go more mainstream, and it's kind of weird because he just got his series, but he needs a movie, and that's Swamp Thing. They gave up way too fast, and it's all stupid. They filmed the first season in North Carolina. Did y'all know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay. Well, they did, and they promised, hey, for filming it here, we'll give you a check for like $40 million. So that ensured that they were going to get to season 2 because there's so much special effects that happened in that first series.
Yeah, they would have had the funding to continue.
Right. Well, come to figure out, that was a typo. It was only supposed to be 14.
Ooh.
So they don't have the money to continue. So they canceled it after one season.
That's a weird typo to make.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you mess that up? Out of
40,
everything.
14.
Yeah. It makes no sense to me at all. I'm not in the mood to talk about that because me and my friend are really mad about that. We're big Swamp Thing fans, and now I can't get my Swamp Thing except for one season where it just opens up a book and it's like, no, you don't get no more. Stupid. We're moving way too fast.
We're moving
I think
quite
we're good.
fast.
I don't know if I like how fast we're moving.
We're 20 minutes in.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's too fast, but that's okay. We'll get over it.
Really getting to the meat of the subject.
We will. I think our later ones are better, especially like this one with the games. Now, Last of Us Part 2, all y'all fanboys, finally get a release date. It is February 21st, 2020. Everything we know about it so far, and this is the one I didn't know, and I talked to Don Juan about this, is it is a single-player game only. Thank you. It deserves it. I don't want no multiplayer in that game.
I mean, I didn't play multiplayer in the last game, but I wasn't really excited about it either. Like, I'm like,
Did it have a multiplayer?
First game did.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you could buy maps and everything and make like a faction with people and multiplayer.
I'm so happy it's single player.
Yeah.
There's certain games you should never make multiplayer. Last of Us is one of them. Mass Effect should have never went to multiplayer.
I tried it. I did not like it.
Yeah, Dragon Age should not be multiplayer. Anything RPG should not be multiplayer unless it's an MMO. No, there's no reason. No reason at all. Now, I know I give Last of Us Part 1 a lot of grief.
Just for the ending.
It was horrible.
Did he just skip?
Yep. I was waiting for Juan to say something after that.
What do you mean?
Nice little dead air. I'm waiting for your comeback about how you hate the fact I hated the ending.
I think he's got a scratch. He skipped a little bit.
What are you guys talking about? Am I missing something here?
He didn't hear me
Are y'all
go.
messing with me?
Did you not hear me go horrible?
Well, I know why you didn't like it because you didn't like the ending.
He's still missing it.
He went horrible, like he was skipping, like a CD. That's why I mentioned a scratch.
And?
Oh my god.
Maybe I don't think it's funny. That's why I'm not. Can we move on? Can we keep going with this? Can y'all stop looking at me?
I'm actually not looking at you. My eyes are closed. Okay, that just totally flopped. I was wanting more out of that. No substance in that at all.
I'm sorry I'm dead inside.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Apparently he's dead for the recording.
Anyway.
So, now, as you know, everything's going to a mobile platform to play video games on. This one, a lot of people didn't see coming. Mario Kart has released on mobile with Mario Kart Tour. Now, Nintendo is not known. What?
We don't like it.
It's dumb.
Well, yeah, I think it's dumb too. It shouldn't. I don't like mobile games anyway. I don't play them.
Exactly, it's dumb.
But Nintendo is known for not doing microtransactions. They're very known for that. They said we don't want to ruin the playtime of the fun of the game by putting in microtransactions. So they released Mario Kart Tour, which is you can go anywhere, play Mario Kart, which you could on a Switch anyway. I don't know why you need a damn mobile phone, but okay. But do you get everything with that downloading of that free game? No. Do you know to unlock the 200cc category, which is the fastest of the fast, you have to pay a $4.99 subscription fee each month?
Oh, no.
You really don't care.
No, that really pisses me off.
How about this, then? How about the fact you'll have to pay $20 to unlock Mario?
See, that's stupid.
I'm done.
See, here's the thing. They kind of did it like the whole Mortal Kombat thing, where either you pay so much money to unlock the crypt so you can get everything, or you spend so much time grinding to get the stuff to unlock the thing.
It's kind of like what they did with Frost. She was a free character, but they gave you the option to buy her anyway.
Yeah, play to chapter 2 in the story of Mortal Kombat 11. You unlock Frost. Oh, you don't want to do that? Pay us $5 and we'll give it to her. What the heck? I said hell.
I heard you.
I just said it.
You're on thin ice, bucko.
I mean, I was going to say something else, and I decided not to.
That's why I said you're on thin ice, bucko.
But yeah, I don't like what Nintendo's doing with this game.
No.
And it's so not like
It
Nintendo.
just sounds like a money grab,
It
which
makes
is
me
so weird.
It makes me think it's being ran by somebody else. Nintendo's just like, oh, well, we don't know how to do mobile games, so you company take over it.
What, like a subsidiary? Or
yeah,
like
a
outside
subsidiary
party?
is like, well, okay, we'll do microtransactions.
But that makes no sense to me, because Nintendo is the only company that has mobile consoles out. The DS, the Switch.
Exactly.
How do they not have any control over how to do a mobile game? They have mobile platforms.
They should honestly just release a version of the Switch where it comes with its own internet base.
Why not?
I would pay for another
they
phone
just-
bill if it meant I could play my games anywhere I wanted.
They basically just released the Switch Lite, which had, what was it, better battery life, a better screen, and a couple other features. But if that's the case, why are you still charging us $4.99 and $20 for one of your titles?
Now I can understand as a a mobile game if they wanted to charge for special carts or extra characters or maybe a few maps, but a subscription fee and everything else that we just said, I feel like that's taking it way too far.
Yeah.
And see, here's the one thing. I think Apple, I think Apple just released a gaming network that had so many games tied into it for $4.99. Do you get a good kart racer for it? Yeah, you get Sonic. You get Sonic Kart Racer, or whatever the name of this, Sonic Team Racing. You're getting that for $4.99. Just $4.99. A complete game. And then who's always been the biggest rival of Mario?
Sonic. Damn Olympics.
It bowls me over how stupid Nintendo can be when they literally make a mobile console. I don't get their thinking.
No, it doesn't. It does not compute.
It doesn't. Where was this bought over in a boardroom and somebody said, "Good job"? How?
Maybe they think it's more modern or current with today's time and what's being put out there on mobile devices.
But you can buy so many games for free and not deal with microtransactions. I don't know.
I think it's because they know that people will buy it.
It's little kids on phones. That's all.
I think that.
Yeah.
You know what? I think you're right. It's almost like the whole if Fortnite ever went to a mobile platform, it's little kids playing on their parents' phone who has access to the credit card.
Not only that, it's the fact that parents buy little kids their own personal phones at very young ages now. And they've had the cool off rule for quite a while now. I don't know what the official name is.
What's the cool off rule?
If if a dependent of yours buys something with your credit card,
right,
and they are under 18, meaning they are a dependent of yours, there is a certain amount of time where you can go back and cancel that because they do not have the authority to use that card. Like if my 5-year-old was playing on my phone or something, and he bought something with my debit card, I could call the company and be like, "Hey, I didn't actually approve that. That was my son."
So like a grace period.
Yeah, they have to send me my money back. But you give your kid permission to buy a game on their phone, every microtransaction in that game is not covered because you have already bought the main game.
Call me old-fashioned.
And downloads for mobile games have increased tremendously because kids just want to play games on phones now.
Of course.
You know how you have the little cousins and everything that are so amazed by your consoles and want to play all your games? It's because they can't. They want to play they can only play on their phones.
Hence the reason why you go get an old DS, get them some games, there's his console. I don't have to worry about microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to worry about giving my credit card number to my kid who's going to just buy. He's got games. I can go get games.
Well, see, that's when you get into the whole, school environment. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Well, if another kid, has something more, up to date, like these mobile platform games, and he's able to get all these different, DLCs or all these custom, packs, and the other kid's got like a Game Boy with like, 5 games, moderately priced, they're probably going to get teased and hazed because of it.
Oh, yeah.
It
I
happens.
got teased because I didn't have a cell phone for the longest time.
Same.
I got a cell phone maybe 6 months before I got... No, not 6 months. I think it was a year before I got my driver's license.
And was it a basic phone or was it like a smartphone?
Oh, I mean, it was basic as all get. I'm talking press the same button 3 times to get the letter T.
Oh, I had a basic block phone growing up.
It had, I think, 60 minutes on it.
Oh, so it was a prepaid phone.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't stand that stuff. I feel like a kid until they start working at the age of 14, 15 is the only time they should be able to get a phone. My niece drives me up the wall right now because she has a tablet. I didn't give it to her.
Mm-hmm.
My wife didn't give it to her. She got it for a Christmas present, not from us.
Can you legally have a job at 14 or 15? I thought.
I started working at 14 and a half. You can literally get a work license at 14 and a half.
In this state?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I know you can get a working license for being under 16 or something like
Yeah,
that.
and you
I
just
thought
have
it
to.
was- I
You
thought
just
it was-
can't
I thought it
work
was
past 9
17.
o'clock.
I just didn't know what the limits
Oh,
were.
okay. Okay, that's probably what it is right there.
So
But
you can get a working license
it's
to
like a
work.
provisional license.
Yeah, you just can't work past 9 o'clock.
Okay.
But I didn't have the option to get a job at that age. So
Oh,
my
I
parents,
did.
My parents realized, well, you're going to be getting to that point where you're going to be driving, you're going to be out of the house, whether you're working or not. You need a phone in case of an emergency. They didn't buy me extra minutes. They just bought me 60 minutes and said, that's it. There you go. In case of an emergency, call us.
I mean, when I got my cell phone, I was literally working, and my mom and my stepfather at the time were like, use this only to call us when you need us to come pick you up from work. But I never had, my friends were starting to get cell phones and stuff like that before me. Sorry, I had to burp. Still burping. And, I didn't really have the whole buzz to get one. But they were like, okay, now you can get one because of this right here. I knew I wasn't going to get one early. It was the same way with consoles to me. In my family, if I wanted the brand new PlayStation 2, I was going to have to wait till it got cheaper. That was fine. I had no problem playing older games. People made fun of me. I didn't care. I've never been that type of kid. I can't stand seeing a 2-year-old with a tablet, even if it's a kiddie tablet. I cannot stand it.
Those are becoming really popular now. Really young kid tablets.
Mm.
I hate anything like that. Take your kid outside or watch your kid. Sorry, I'm going to make a lot of people mad by saying that, but you had a kid on purpose.
But he doesn't care. He doesn't have kids.
All right,
I don't.
I think
That's
we're straying away from the topics that we were just
but
discussing.
that's the reason why I don't have kids.
Because you don't care.
No, because I don't want to have to deal with that. I don't have
We're
kids.
straying away from the topic here, boys.
Technically, we're not. We're still
Are
on a
we?
mobile platform.
No, now we're talking about the politics of being an adult.
That's not politics.
And a
That's not
Parent.
politics.
The ethics?
So,
I guess, yeah, it's ethics.
Ethics.
still on about mobile games, though, because that's where you get it from.
Mobile games are not good for anyone of any age. You know how Legos say, what is it?
4 to 99.
4 to 99? Doesn't matter.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to step on one of those, and it's going to suck.
Did you hear about the woman that got arrested for playing with Legos and she was 100 years old?
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Why did she get arrested?
It was another country. Because it says
Oh.
age limit 99.
What country was it?
I don't know.
It
I
had to
think
be
Switzerland
North.
or
It had to
something
be
like that.
Denmark where they came from or something like that. They take their Legos very seriously.
Oh, God.
But you're
Anyway.
right. You're right, Juan. We need to relax.
Who's...
We need to relax. You know what I like to do when I try to relax?
Oh, God.
What's that?
I play State of Decay 2.
Ew.
Don't you dare.
Let's get tense again.
Which brings us into our next gaming topic. What game do you guys play to unwind, to relax after a long day?
State of Decay 2.
Why? What is so relaxing about that?
There's just something about just building a community, going out, searching for stuff, bringing it back, killing zombies, doing missions that just helps me relax. I don't have to put no forth effort. There's no like big time thinking. I don't have to solve any puzzles. It's just a great time. And plus with all the new stuff they're still bringing out, which some of it is kind of stupid, but it's still got a very live, community. It's got multiplayer if you want it. You don't have to use it at all. You get to have fun. I can make the worst possible choices and everything like that and not care. I'm literally doing a 100-day challenge, trying to keep my community alive for 100 days. Usually the game don't last but like 7 days. You've already beat that. Your community has beat the towns of Blood Plague and all this other stuff. But I'm doing 100 days. I'm going from each county to county and doing it. And I love it. It's so good. Now they're bringing more stuff in. I can't get enough of it. I can't wait for State of Decay 3. I know that's further on down the line, but yes. Anytime I'm in an ill mood, getting off work, and I just want to chill, I will be playing State of Decay 2. You can shake your head all you want. You know it's true. You've walked in on me playing
I know
it.
it's true. It's just it doesn't make any sense to me.
Why?
Because I don't see how something like that is relaxing.
In what way?
There's so much upkeep. There's so many different things and aspects of the game.
You think it's more stressful than relaxing?
I would consider it more stressful.
How?
The woman that eats mattresses for fun makes more sense than that. And that's just to me. Because a game like that with so many different aspects, so many different things to do, so many different characters that you have to upkeep and train and all that kind of stuff.
You don't have to do none of that. You can literally just, all you need is enough people to get into a new base. Other than that, you're good. You can have one character that you play with all the time and then still beat the game.
It just doesn't seem relaxing.
I don't know. I guess it's just me because I love Stay Decay.
And what about you, Don? What kind of mattresses do you eat?
Seriously, I want to know where you got that from.
It's from My Strange Addiction.
What is that?
It's a TV show that came on TLC where it talked about people with very strange addictions.
There was also a
Seriously
guy
eat
that
a
ate
mattress?
nickels.
Yeah, she would legit eat mattresses.
How?
Like she would tear them open with a knife and eat the inside of it.
Like she'd been doing it for 10 years and went through how many mattresses? Like 5?
Yeah.
Was she ever hospitalized because of it?
No.
Apparently not. She eats it like regular food.
There was a guy who also ate nickels.
There was a guy who was in
okay.
love with his car to the fact that they were in a
you could
relationship.
get nickel poisoning, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird. I'm never watching that.
I'll show you the. I
Please
can't
don't.
say the YouTuber's name, but he made a thing about all these really weird taboo things that you see on there, and one of them was, mwah, that's all I could say.
Okay, anyway, for me, I noticed that, and I like to I like to play either one or two, or one of two, my bad, I can't talk, of these two Telltale games, and it's The Wolf Among Us and Tales from the Borderlands. They both have rich stories, and there's just something about The Wolf Among Us. I don't know if it's the theme of the game, the soundtrack, or just, because I like the mythical, fabled characters and how they interact with each other, and how I can just, it's Telltale game, so it's decision based. You just kind of do whatever the prompts that come up. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
Not a lot of thinking, not a lot of action. You just kind of do
I can mellow out
Yeah.
and enjoy a good story.
Now, see, y'all give me hell for State of Decay 2, but I know for a fact with a Telltale game, you have time-iterated choices, so you got to be paying attention. How is that relaxing?
Well, I mean, I've played this game like. I play this game like. You gonna get that?
I mean, I kind of can't get that.
Where is it?
It's literally right there.
Uh,
I'm about to lose my cool. I need to go home and play State of Decay.
But anyway, I play this game like 20 times, so I already know the quick time prompts and what buttons they are and when to press them. So it's not stressful at all because I know what's gonna happen.
I mean, it's as stressful as watching a TV show or something like that. You just have to have some input.
Yeah. So not very really. That's what I like. What about you, Aaron?
But see, I've played. Sorry to interrupt you, Aaron, but I've played the Walking Dead one, and that damn thing is so emotional. There's no way you can consider something like that relaxing. That's the only reason why I bring it back, because it's made by Telltale too.
Each game is different because
Yes.
Batman is kind of stressful, but I've also seen gameplay of The Wolf Among Us and stuff
The
like
Wolf
that.
Among Us was more, a thriller and
Yeah.
suspenseful, and Tales from the Borderlands was just a riot.
Batman was kind of stressful, the Telltale game. Like, there's a scene where you're perched up on top of a building, scouting out the next building, and you have to make the choices of which guard you want to take out, because if you take out one, you have to go in this certain other way. If you take out another one, it makes you go in quiet. If you take out this one, then you have to go in, like, well, not really guns, but guns blazing, just loud, and it's a whole bunch of other stuff. It can be stressful.
Okay.
Now, what I like about, and I'm sorry, I know that we were going into you, but since we were interrupted,
So since we were interrupted, you're now taking the ability to.
I'm
I'm
bypassing
picking
me.
back on the interruption. Yes.
Oh, okay.
The one thing I like about The Wolf Among Us, and Spud, you might like this because Mass Effect, Paragon and Renegade. I like the fact that I can either be extremely aggro, with Big B Wolf, or I can be more of a peacekeeper. So it can be a redemption story, or it can be back to, you know, your gritty roots. You were the big bad wolf and just tear someone's head clean off.
And that's the same way with State of Decay 2. I have choices where I'm taking out a hostile community where I can either go guns blazing, or I can sneak. So, yeah. Go ahead, Aaron. We won't interrupt you anymore. You were saying?
What's that?
I'm waiting. I was gonna say Star Wars Battlefront, the first one.
Again with your Battlefront. Are we not off Battlefront?
The man loves his Battlefront.
That's right. I've got it down to a science. I don't even have to think about it anymore. If characters that I'm shooting at is half a mile away, I know exactly how much to lead. I know exactly how fast they can run. It's not even thinking anymore. It's just, oh, there he is. Got him. It's very relaxing. And you remember how I talked about the frame rate, how seeing characters just slide across the screen? It's hilarious and relaxing, and it's, oh man.
We all relax differently, clearly.
Yes. It's a feeling unlike any other.
I couldn't see myself playing that game to that point.
Oh, you and me can play on hard. It'll be fun.
Yeah, for you.
No, I mean, we'll be together on the same team playing on hard against droids.
Oh, great. Great.
Yeah, you'll be awesome.
Which we still need to play for, what? Rebel Commando? Republic Commando?
Run around in the bushes. Enemies over here.
Moving on. Now we're going to get into anime. And we got a little bit of sauce with this. Not much. Sauce. Number one is the champion. With 20 years of experience in a 10-year-old body.
Boo.
Freaking waste of space is all he is. I said freaking. I didn't say what I wanted to say. You got to give me that.
Quick. Everybody give him a pat on the back.
You want me to? I could let loose.
You could, but you're doing the audio, so.
I hate you so much.
No, but what they need to do is give us the full season.
Season?
No, give us the full season of Red's story, because we got a movie about Red, and it was good. Don't get me wrong.
Because he wasn't a waste of space idiot.
No, he's actually you. He is your character. He is
I
who
know.
you play as.
What we should have had to begin with.
An actual smart character.
Not
Give us
Ash.
a whole season of him, and I'd be happy. Move him on to the next region.
Well, you say regions, which is actually kind of cool. The new one, the new Pokemon series that's going to come out, with your first trailer is coming out Sunday, the 29th of September. It's going to have all Pokemon from all regions. It's going to feature them.
Wee, Charmander!
Here's my thing, though. Me and Don here have been trying to do some research because he's trying so hard to get me back into watching the Pokemon anime series.
I was.
I mean, you were like, well, if it has Ash, are you going to watch it? And I told you no. If it doesn't have Ash, you're going to give it a shot? I mean, you cared enough to say it, so I'm...
Because I care about you.
Okay. I didn't know an anime was going to prompt that.
Are you surprised?
Are you surprised that anime promises love?
Yeah, that was stupid on my part. I should have known better than that with what he likes.
Yeah.
But
It
the
all
more...
started.
No!
Yes.
No,
it all
don't you
started.
dare. Don't you dare say that again.
All started.
Don Juan.
Stop it.
Found a keyboard.
Stop it. Get back to the talking point, Spud.
I'm waiting on Aaron Legend to continue my thing.
And he typed.
No.
Anime.
I did not.
Titties.
I didn't.
And since then, it will go down in history. I don't know. I was going after that.
It was good. I liked it.
I did too.
The big suck. All of y'all.
We're not the ones looking up anime titties.
Oh, I see you play Borderlands.
Yeah.
The big suck.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That was good.
Continuing on. Me and you have done a little bit more research because there's also been leaked footage or leaked drawings of Ash and a new trainer with the same intro, same color scheme, and everything of the trailer.
Well, they might be, keeping the same animation quality because it was a poster. It was a leaked poster with Ash and some mystery trainer, and they said it was going to be the new Pokemon Sword and Shield anime. Now, the anime that you're talking about, that I'm more curious about, they're reverting back to their
original name.
The original name, Pocket Monsters.
So that begs the question: is it going to have Ash? We haven't seen nothing else until tomorrow.
Right, because the commercial's supposed to air, I think, during the new episode of Sun and Moon.
And if you ask me, knowing them, it will have Ash.
Yeah. Yeah, probably will.
If that's the case, I'm not watching it because
What I would like to see is the Pokemon story of Brock's dad sneaking off to do whatever lazy bum stuff he did all his life. Because he was supposed to be a Pokemon trainer, but then they just find him hanging out in town selling rocks. I want to know what happened there. Like, what kind of defeat did he suffer to just...
Or what about Ash's dad?
I don't want to know about Ash's dad.
I don't care enough about Ash to care about his dad.
I think they had that in their back pocket as like a special finale. Like, oh, Ash has to face his dad.
We know who Ash's real father is.
Mewtwo?
No, Professor Oak.
Yeah,
he's getting with his mom when he's gone.
Hey, so son, listen, I'm your dad, and instead of giving you love and attention like you've been needing for the past 10 years,
Here's a Pokemon.
Now leave home so I can pork your mother.
That's what I feel like it is. Have you noticed, though, a lot of the characters do not have a father figure?
Yeah.
Brock's father figure's left. Where's Misty's? Who would let their daughter do what she does?
Well, Misty also had, two older sisters?
Yeah.
3.
And Brock had to take care of all of his siblings.
All 8.
What's the deal with the parents in the Pokemon world? What are we missing?
Maybe it's just normal.
Brock's dad eating his food. He's like, when did you become such a good cook?
When you left.
Oh, yeah.
How did Brock ever see his dad? He never opens his eyes.
Maybe they communicate in a different way.
And is it racist because it came from Japan?
What do you mean?
Brock's eyes being closed? I mean, Ash's eyes are wide open, and so is Misty's. And everybody was saying that they got rid of Misty because she represented the American redhead.
Really?
Yeah, that was their excuse for getting rid of her. They said that they felt like they were offending Americans too much.
Every boy's little crush.
Misty.
And they got rid of her because she was representing America?
Oh, no, she was too annoying and screechy for me at times.
I mean...
But she was cute, though.
But then they introduced May, and I was like, okay, I can do this.
Listen, we all know that Ash is the only one that's seeing what's going on there. Ash is getting some of that, don't you lie. He's 30 years old in a 10-year-old body.
True.
Them Pokeballs aren't empty.
Well, we just made a kids show very sexual. We didn't need to.
Stop it. We don't need a soundtrack for this. Oh, special place in hell for us.
Yes, there is.
Doing a podcast in hell.
Now, with that being said, do you think what Sony's doing with Aniplex, they're going to allow Funimation to show the new Pokemon?
Well, about that, for those of you who don't...
I was hoping you'd play into it more, and you didn't. You just went,
I was about to start talking about it anyway. Whatever. So, yeah. So, Sony, I think it was Television Entertainment, I don't know, something like that, is combining 3 of its subsidiaries, or whatever you want to call them, and that's, Madman Entertainment,
Madman Entertainment.
Joaquin, yeah, and Funimation. And they're going to be consolidated under the same either name or roof. And what it sounds like is, well, basically they're combining the 3. And what I'd like to hopefully see, and I know you guys would too, is how Funimation you can only see series that is made by Funimation solely.
Yes, they used to put them on like Netflix. Now they don't. That's the reason why they have their own streaming service. They still allow some of them out. Like
Right.
Hellsing, I know I've seen in other places. Stuff like that. But you're not going to get the majority of the list
Right.
from that.
Well, hopefully with these other companies, they'll broaden the scope of certain titles being allowed on certain streaming accounts or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, another one me and you talked about is, are they now finally going to allow Brotherhood, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, on different platforms? Because it's Aniplex.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
They've always seemed to keep Aniplex anime away from Funimation, and I don't see why. Especially since they're all owned
By Sony.
by Sony. It makes no sense. Well, actually, no, it makes perfect sense. You want to watch Funimation stuff? Pay $5.99 for the Funimation. You want the stuff that's on Mad Men? Pay $5.99, you'll get it.
Yeah, financially it's understandable.
Financially it is, but common sense wise it's not. We're just stupid enough to.
Well, maybe if they do broaden the scope, maybe they'll bump up their fees just a little bit, but you'll also be getting a lot more content.
Mm.
I guarantee they will. They're going to have to bump up.
I wouldn't mind if it means that I can watch, my favorite shows on the same streaming service.
All right.
Yes, and maybe it'll broaden up their horizon to like dub stuff too.
But this will be the second time that Funimation would bump up their pricing.
In a year, too, right? Wasn't it earlier this year Funimation bumped up their stuff?
Yeah, it was earlier this year.
That's what I thought. Because me and
So
you talked about it.
They might wait until next year.
Which I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of okay with that.
Now, not gonna lie, they did allow us to keep the original pricing when they bumped everything up.
Yes.
People that were premium members from beforehand still got to keep their premium membership price,
Like me.
right? Like me as well. And
I can't say anything because I leech off of your account sometimes.
I know, I was there.
I'm very grateful.
You should be.
It's like my Netflix account with all my family. Y'all are welcome.
Same.
But yeah, I'm glad that they did that, and if they are jacking up the price, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because I want more anime and more sources for anime.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Crunchyroll's good, and some of the other ones, just Crunchyroll never has anything dubbed. And I'm sorry.
It's like their selling point. Nothing dubbed.
And I know the people who love subtitles are going to look at me. How dare you not watch it the way it was originally created?
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
I think he was an angry Japanese man.
Did you really need an accent for that?
I mean, it just went that way.
Okay.
He just automatically turned Japanese. It happened.
Yuda! Nani?
I was sitting at the bowling alley and this little 5-year-old kid's throwing bowling balls going, "Omae wa hushinderu." I'm like, what are you doing, kid?
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Yes!
And I look at him and he looks at me like, what? Now I look at him and I do the impression. I say, "Omae wa hushinderu." He's like, "Nani?"
Was this when we went bowling that time?
Yes!
Or was that another
No,
time?
Wait, were the kids there when you guys were there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, it was the same kids.
Oh.
It must have been when we were at the
Arcade?
arcade.
Yeah. It was hilarious. But
Nani?
yeah, you can really tell how anime has really become
That's
more
awesome.
mainstream.
That's great. I love that.
I love seeing the memes with that in it, too. This is great. Speaking of which, since we're moving on to that, speaking of all this streaming services, you know that's going to open up. That's going to open up to some of these weirder animes.
Mm.
Weird.
Mm.
And when I'm talking weird, I'm talking about those ones that make you literally just go, "What am I watching?
What is this?"
But
What?
do you know what you're watching?
I mean, it's anime.
I mean, but do you know what you're watching right now?
I'm watching the back of my Spawn figure and the
You-
camera. And
You are watching an intermission.
already?
Yes.
Do we really need one?
Yes.
We're literally about done.
Because there are people that rely on our support.
What are you talking
like our
about?
favorite candidate for president.
Oh.
He's not even here.
He is our favorite candidate for
I
president.
never said he wasn't, but he's not even here for it.
And we will be right back
Oh my God.
after a word from our sponsor.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for your patience since we had to run a presidential campaign. in between that. Getting back on topic, with the new Sony getting together while you're playing with your pop now.
Go ahead.
Are you good now?
Yeah, I'll check them out.
With them getting together and putting all those three streaming services together, we're going to get some weird anime, I feel like. And I want to know, what's the weirdest anime you've watched?
Go.
Honestly, the weirdest anime that I've watched, and I actually, not recently, but a while back, I actually bought the DVD collection of, and it's, I don't know if it is pronounced Fully Cooley, but it's what?
FLCL.
FLCL. When I first saw that on Toonami, I was like, what is this?
It's so weird.
Yeah. I mean, TV head robot pops out of a, kid's head and fights monsters.
Yep.
I didn't know how to take that. And there was like these subtle, dramatic things that would happen. I'm like, is this an anime? What is this? Is this a drama? I don't understand.
Head robot.
What?
Pops out of a kid's head to fight monsters.
Yep.
You need to get closer to your mic. You sound really far away.
It sounds like Digimon wants to sell me something.
Why Digimon?
I just never watched Digimon, so anytime somebody says the word anything digital and monsters, I automatically think of Digimon.
And one of the main characters, and it's been a while, and I haven't watched it in a while, but the main girl that rides her yellow moped or scooter or whatever, who's like an alien, is so weird and quirky. Like, one of the first things you see is her working on her bike while she's digging in her ear with her toe.
What?
It's so weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Netflix, give us the live action adaptation of that one.
I would like to see them try.
That would be funny as all get out.
Yeah. So for me, that's the weirdest anime that I've seen. What about you?
I think it would probably be Nichijou, because that, and I know I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but that is the funniest anime ever. It's supposed to be slice of life / comedy, but there's no way you can relate to anything that happens in that show. Like, it's from the perspective of, like, I think 3 or 4 different girls in high school, and one of them's like not even in high school, it's just like a middle schooler, but creates her own robot that's her big sister or whatever, and she's got random like military grade weaponry that she doesn't even know exists on her own body. Like, she just randomly shoots out a rocket launcher from her knee or something, or like the back of her head pops open and bagels come out, and like the little girl's like, "Oh yeah, bagels are done." She's like, "Why do I have bagels coming out of the back of my head?" It's hilarious. The wrestling scene.
Oh, with the principal and a deer?
Yes. Oh, that was so good. Oh, it was beautiful. And the students like freaking out, like, "I don't know what's happening. Do I get somebody to help me? Well, why is the principal wrestling a deer? Why is he losing?"
He's getting back up. He's going up top. No, he's coming back down.
It was it's so good. It's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's got to be the weirdest anime I've watched.
Spud?
I'm picturing that in my head.
Go ahead, picture it in your head.
Man wrestling a deer?
Man wrestling a deer.
Yeah.
Mine would have to be the movie that came out in 2004 called Dead Leaves. Now, I showed y'all the trailer for that, and that's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
The story of it's even weirder. Basically, these two people wake up, Randy and Pandy, and one has a TV for a head.
Mm-hmm.
So I see what FLCL got their inspiration.
Yeah.
Go on a crime spree after waking up, but have weird flashbacks like they need to go somewhere. Like they're being, like have a memory of something they need to do, but they don't know what it is. So they get arrested. They go to this prison called Dead Leaves. And when they're there, they fulfill their prophecy, which is basically breaking out, having sex, which was very awkward. It was a very awkward scene. Very. And doing some other, I can't remember the ending of it. It's been so long since, and I can't find it nowhere to watch it again because I want to watch it again because it's that weird. But the art style was really messed up. Like
yeah,
y'all,
I'd say so.
It was.
It really was messed up.
It was cartoony, but at the same time, it was like more for like adults.
Exactly. And how many times did she spin in the air before kicking that one robot?
Like 10?
I know, I'm surprised she didn't die.
Yeah.
And it pop filter just fail. Now how are you having problem with that pop filter? Tighten it up.
Why does none of our equipment want to work?
I don't know. We're falling apart, guys. Support us enough so we can buy new stuff. Thinking about making a Patreon just for that. Help us buy stuff.
Pity us.
Pity us, please. We'll make t-shirts.
I don't want to work. Pay me.
Oh, I didn't say anything about that.
You need to adjust that.
That's good. That's good. I'll say it like this.
Why don't you move it down so it's not your pop but your mic?
And it's going with.
Now talk. Is that not easier? I love how we're just in the middle of the episode just adjusting stuff because
this is real. We are real. We are not scripted. We are real.
We're so amateur.
We are human.
We're so amateur.
I am human.
So amateur. And that one was so weird. I want to find it again. I want to own it just so I can make y'all two watch it.
I'd be down. It looks weird.
I feel like it's a little bit hard trying to find retro anime sometimes.
Well, luckily with that website I told y'all about, I've been finding a lot. Not sponsored, but Right Stuff Anime. Oh, thank you for having Perfect Blue. Thank you.
Is that where you got it?
Yes. Got it off of there.
We should get him a copy of Panty and Stocking. He would love that.
I don't think so.
I think he would. D-Day?
No.
What's wrong? Why?
And it's so weird. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You'd love it.
Well, Perfect Blue was weird.
Not that kind of
It
weird.
actually had a plot.
I mean, yeah, it did, but did y'all see that coming?
No, it was
No,
a
not
really
at
good
all.
twist.
What a tweet.
What a twist.
What a tweet.
But Penny and Stocking's like one of those kind of like Family Guy or American Dad. where
No.
It has a basic.
No.
It's made from Japan. It's not
No.
like that. Oh my gosh.
Is that the one with that little kid that
No.
flashes his butt everywhere?
No.
Or is that Chan or whatever his name is?
I don't know what that is.
I'll show you a picture. You just
I
come
don't
on.
look at anything where little kids flash their butts at me.
I can't remember. It was an anime. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you.
I don't know.
His main thing is he would moon somebody and flip them off.
I don't know what that is.
I'll show it to you. All right, moving on from that, we're getting into cars. And the cars, we found a really cool thing. So, you have $64,000.
I wish.
I wish too. Right here in the bank, right here in front of you. You are told you can spend it only on one of four cars. The 2019 Ford Mustang Shelby GT350 edition. The brand new 2020 Toyota Supra. The BMW M2 or the 2018 718 Cayman. Which do you do? Well, we don't have to answer that. Car and Driver did it for us. And brought up with these things here. God, I just burped. So after all these tests that they performed, which is basic performance test, riding test, everything like that, they have placed these four cars in this order. Number 4, the M2, the BMW. They said that the good thing was you get a monster engine and it's easy to live with every day. Okay. The low of it is, though, unreliable brakes and soulless steering.
What is soulless steering?
Forget it.
It just doesn't feel like it's there.
I just want to go fast.
Okay,
I don't need to stop. I just
want
to go fast.
We'll go fast. Third was the Cayman. The highs of it was the experience is better without having to have, actual driving experience.
Right.
Or it was funner to drive in total. Does have a very nice automatic transmission, they said, which is kind of surprising. The low of it, though, and this is what got me. How are you going to sell me a 4-banger at V8 price?
Yeah, that's no.
Well, what else comes with the vehicle?
I mean, they're not
The gas pedal.
gas pedal. I mean,
Just the basics.
No.
Are there electronic features?
Listen. When you talk about car and driver, and you're talking about a car, a lot of times I didn't buy my Challenger because what it came with on the inside. I bought my Challenger because of the fun it was to drive, the power it had.
I mean,
Fair
90% of the time, it's super small details that Porsche puts into stuff, like unique leather seats or some kind of electronic
Interface or something.
whatever. But they're basically banking off their name.
Exactly.
That's 90% of what the money goes towards.
So the lows that they put out was it needs more power, and which is not it's understandable.
Right.
That's a heavy car for a four-banger. It at least needed a V8 or a flathead 6 like they put in everything else.
Right.
It would have done better. So that's why that placed third. Second, this one kind of surprised me, was the Supra. The big talk of the Supra all this year, and it placed second in their test. And it says that it's very playful and very fun, even at low speeds. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Right.
But for the lows, if you're a bigger boy like me and Mr. Aaron Legend, it's got a very snug cockpit. So that means it's not going to be fun getting in and out of.
Oh, trust me. I was getting in and out of a WRX today. Was not fun.
And they also said it's very hard to see out of, which doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, that's...
The way the body looks, I can see that being very hard to see out of.
Yeah.
Okay, number one is the Mustang, the GT350. It has, this is so funny. It's so funny. An 8,250 RPM V8, race car reflexes, and grip for days. What more can you need? This is their lows. This is why I've been quoting them a lot of times, because this is kind of stupid. Their lows for this car.
Squeaky glove box.
No. Always on with intensity, meaning that no matter what, it's intense 365, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
It's a busy ride, which I don't see how it's a busy ride. That makes no sense.
What do you mean by busy?
I don't know. I tried to look it up. I tried to read the rest of the article, and it was just like, it never explains what a busy ride is. And it gets attention from the police.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. I buy a sports car. That kind of comes with it. Yes.
If that was a factor when people chose cars, nobody would buy a Lamborghini.
Exactly.
Nobody would. Just because nobody would want to attract the police 24/7.
Excuse me, sir. Do you know why I pulled you over?
Because I got it.
Because I let you?
Well, what's that new meme out now? Sir, do you know you're going 110 miles an hour? Yeah, I bought it because it's that fast.
Yeah.
We know we're going to get cops to look at us. That makes it fun. We want to go, hey, you can't find me. I'm doing illegal stuff.
Well, I don't know if that makes it fun. I feel like that would make it more stressful.
You don't drive like we do.
There's a reason.
Yeah.
I've been in an accident. I still drive like a madman. I love it.
Oh, I guess it's just
Yeah, we don't.
it's really bad.
We want to drive fast, don't we?
I want to go fast.
We want to go fast. Come on, I went around a track in my Challenger.
Straight line, backwards, sideways. I just want to go fast.
We just want to go fast. So with that, I'm going to ask y'all two. Which one would y'all buy? I know my answer.
I want to say the Mustang, but I really want to test out the Supra. There's been a lot of hype about the Supra, and you can hear about a lot of hype, but until you feel it yourself, I think it's hard to make a decision.
Now, are we talking about as a daily?
Yes. This is the car you're spending $64,000 on as a daily. They tested it as a daily. That's the reason why one of the highs of the BMW was easy for day-to-day life.
I'd have to go with the Mustang just starting out for two reasons. One,
You're like me. You want something loud.
I want something loud and fast, and I know I can get aftermarket support for it.
Yep.
The Mustang, you could go anywhere and get an aftermarket tune. You can get an aftermarket CPU.
Yep.
You can get anything you want. And
American muscle.
All you have to do is set it to an eco mode.
Yep. And you're good.
That would make it the best daily driver. But when you're ready to put the pedal down,
You just take it out.
switch tunes.
It's not that hard. That's one thing I don't understand about this review.
Well, the review is based off stock vehicles, and I can understand what they're
Okay,
talking
okay,
about.
yeah.
If you're not wanting to modify your car and you just want to buy the straight Mustang, then yeah.
Then buy a straight Mustang too. Why are you going to buy the GT350 version? Shelby.
because
GT
$64,000.
Well, yeah. I did say you had to buy one of these.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're going by stock and you're not going to ever touch your car other than just driving it, then I can see what they're talking about. But at the same time, I really want to try out the Supra because there's been a lot of hype.
Oh, I know. I'm super excited myself. First episode when we talked about what cars we're excited for, I literally said the new Supra. But that's going away from me now. The more and more I read about it, the more I'm like, no.
They really threw me off with the design too. No, I'm not a big fan of the design.
Now that I know it's got a snug cockpit and it's going to be hard for me to get in and out of, I'm 32.
And there's some cars that's okay. I
Oh,
do
yeah,
not
a
mind.
Lotus. A Lotus.
Oh, I'd
Yeah.
crawl into a Lotus all day long.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know you're getting your bang for your buck. Go ahead.
I'd crawl into an Aston Martin all day long if I could.
Oh, me too.
I wish that was on the list. That would be my default. I'm not going to lie. I'm looking at all these highs and lows, and a lot of these just look impractical as a daily.
So, you call me old?
Well, then again, if you're going to go buy a daily car, you're not going to have $64,000 in your pocket. This is for somebody that wants performance and a daily car.
That's the reason why I said you have $64,000. You have to choose one of these cars.
I'd go
Which
with
one
the
is it?
Supra. One, because it being a snug cockpit. I'm sorry, it's not going to bother me.
What are you trying to say, Juan? Are you fat boys? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm saying I'm not a fat boy. I don't know.
Now, if the Supra and the Mustang was not an option, and they put something else in there for $64,000, maybe the Hellcat or something like that, I'd have to default to the Cayman because Porsches. I love the sportiness of a Porsche.
I would agree with you for one thing.
The engine.
The engine. You're not going to get me with a four-banger in that.
I mean, if it's built, then it would be
It's
great.
not. This is stock.
Yeah, but even a stock Porsche I would like as a daily driver.
I would. Not with a four-banger. Give me my flathead six.
I'd be okay with it.
I would.
Now, understand that y'all want to go fast.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I honestly just want to go faster than the person next to me. That doesn't mean that I want to, haul ass.
Does that mean if I'm going 100, you want to go 110?
101.
You don't see a lot of people around here going 100.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, as his daily driver, he's not going to need anything fast, at least not around here.
No. But if I can, drive in something that looks, beautiful, sporty, sleek, and again, faster than the car next to me or behind me, because I hate it when someone just pulls up behind you for no reason. Then
Us last night.
Yes, that was horrible.
What happened?
So we go get his food. And we're leaving now. The problem is it's Friday night on 70. All the cruisers and racers are out.
I mean,
Oh, there was a what? There was police on 70.
oh, I know.
Oh, we know.
They
We
stopped
saw
us.
them. They didn't.
They stopped me too because I didn't take the usual way that I go.
Yeah. Well,
They stopped us for a license check, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
but we were in a pack as soon as we were getting close to them. I mean, there was a Honda in front of us, a Honda beside us, a GT, or no, not a GT, a G35
G35.
beside us, a 370 behind us. It was.
And the silver Honda just wanted to race.
He just wow.
Right there was
cops.
four-banger engine going up against this man's V6. And I'm like, dude, stop. He even bunny hopped it during the gear change because he didn't know how to actually change gears. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. He tried so hard and we burned him. Ah, so nice. Is that, you didn't, which one? You didn't answer.
Is he serious?
I mean,
How many times did I just say the Supra?
Wait a minute. Then you went on about a whole nother thing, and then I didn't hear you say super after
yeah,
that.
I
Because
didn't hear you say anything definitive. But yes, you did make your points. You just never said this car.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure I said the Supra.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's understandable. I just don't like the body personally. That would be the only thing that deters me. You're right. It's sporty. It's sleek. It's
Slick.
It's. I just couldn't because it looks too much like an Alpha.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to even start with
I
that.
don't like Alphas.
I know.
Don't get me wrong. They can make an awesome car. They just can't make a front end to save their life.
I love the front end of an Alpha.
It literally looks like you chopped off Michael Jackson's nose and put it on the front of a car.
I don't care. I love Alphas.
Quick, there's an Alpha coming up behind me. Just, I can't.
There's
Okay.
something wrong with you.
But yeah, I say Supra.
Okay.
Okay.
You say Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
Did you already do yours?
No. I mean, if y'all want to just skip me and say,
Go ahead.
I did it.
Go ahead.
Did it.
I know.
Did you?
That can be your one per.
Yeah, because we're not monetized yet, so I'm not worried
I'll
about it.
do it again.
I can just cut it out
Yeah,
normal.
go ahead.
I ain't gonna
You're good.
beep
All
it.
right, what you got?
Okay. One, it's a tie between.
Why is everything a tie with you?
Well, if you just let me finish, you would see why it's a tie with me instead of just chopping off my head at the
No, I
get-go.
know you're going to tell us why. I'm just saying we have a pattern here.
Yeah.
Our
It happens
episodes.
a lot.
Because I look at something and I say, I see where this thing's at, and I really like it, but this thing, and it just gets the other side of me where I'm like, okay, I like it. Okay, fine then. So y'all gonna just make
No,
me
no,
go?
no, go
No,
ahead.
no,
Tell us,
no.
tell
You're gonna
us.
make me go to just a simple
I mean,
answer.
And I didn't say it had to be a simple answer. I did not. I gave a simple answer, kind of. I said I choose the Mustang, but the only reason being is because I haven't felt the Supra yet. I hear a lot of hype. I hear a lot of good things. I see a lot of stats, but I haven't felt the Supra yet, so I have to go with the Mustang. I want you to give a definitive answer, but at the same time, you can defend it with the other cars.
All right, you're gonna let me?
Go.
Okay. It's a tie between the MR2 or the M2 and the Mustang.
That's a weird tie
Why is that a weird tie?
because they compared them first place to fourth.
Mm-hmm. But tell me what's so different between their fourth place and their first place.
They're 3 cars apart.
You're not listening to me. Tell me between their high and lows what's really different between the two cars.
I didn't see the stats. I don't know what the
I just told them
difference
to you. Highs of a BMW M2, monster engine, practical day-to-day life.
is. Right.
Lows, unreliable brakes. What was the other one? Soulless steering.
Why does that make it practical day to day if it's got those kinds of issues?
Because you're not going fast enough to the soulless steering to make it a big deal.
I mean, are you guys going to go that fast?
I mean, yeah, because I want to have fun. But,
I think soulless steering is kind of opinionated.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. To me, it might not be soulless. So, look, you still get a monster engine.
Right.
You're still getting, great day-to-day life. Okay. What's the Mustang got for a high? Race car reflexes. Okay. Grip for days.
Mm-hmm.
And a big engine.
Mm-hmm.
What is BMW known for?
Being expensive.
Besides being expensive, I know
Being
that.
expensive to work on. Being overrated.
Never mind. Screw it. Screw my answer. It's just Mustang.
We're just messing with you.
No, I understand you having the same aspects, liking both things out of both cars. It's just...
What I'm trying to say is it's great for them to say the Mustang has grip. I'm not expecting the Mustang to have grip. It's a muscle car. Muscle cars like to go straight line.
Right.
Okay? I'm not expecting them to say that the BMW has great grip because almost every BMW since 2009 has been made to have great grip and make good lap times. So, the only reason why they placed the one on the M2 at fourth place
Mm-hmm.
is because maybe it didn't make as good of track times because it didn't have as big as engine, but it still had a monster engine in it.
Okay.
So, where's the difference between first and fourth place? Really?
I mean, there's not really a big difference
Exactly.
between any of them.
Yes, there is. A four-banger. It literally says in their lows, needs more speed. That should be fourth place, not something with a monster engine.
Well, how much speed do you really need for a daily?
For a Porsche, you need a lot.
Well, how fast is the Cayman?
I didn't look at that. But it's not, it's a four-banger engine. It can't put out the torques or nothing like that to deal with that.
I'm assuming they can still go pretty
I'm
fast.
still not hearing any of the stats. I mean, they're giving their opinions on highs and lows and stuff. I get that. But they said they were testing performance as well. Is this just opinion on performance? Are they actually doing times or anything like that?
I mean, I didn't really write them all because I didn't have.
But I mean, they did do them though, right?
Yes.
Okay, as long as that was a factor, that's all I was trying to say.
Yes.
That
Do you want me to look up the whole entire times for you and give them all to you?
No, but that's what I'm telling you. There is a difference between the cars.
But see, I'm going off of, one, if I want the BMW with the monster engine,
Right.
I don't care how much of a track time the two do. That doesn't make a difference to me.
No, I get that. But you're also telling me that they're all basically the same thing.
I didn't say they were basically the same thing. There's not much of a difference between what they put on there. And if you look at their track times, they're very close together. So what would it kill me?
I haven't looked at their track times.
I showed you the damn article at the house.
You didn't show it to me. You just said, hey, here's the article. I didn't read it. I didn't sit down and go through any of it.
Well, how would you rank them instead? Or would you keep them the same way that they are right now?
Cayman would be fourth. Supra would probably place third. Then it would be MR2 and Mustang because the Mustang is so.
M2. You said MR2. I know what you meant.
I'm sorry, M2. I don't know why I keep saying MR2.
Because we've been looking at MR2s.
That's right. I think you're right about that.
So do you think that the M2 and the Mustang belong in the same tier?
Yes. I do.
Okay.
Here, I will give you every single one right here because I've got it right here.
So is that it? You just have a tie?
I mean, is that okay?
I mean, I guess.
Sure.
I broke the man. Recorded longest stop from 70 miles an hour is 155 feet. The lowest lateral grip, 1.1 Gs. This is why I didn't bring this. This is why I didn't put this in here.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying that there is other stuff than opinionation that determined where they wound up on the list.
Yeah, and I never said it didn't. I'm just saying this is what they put, but if you look at their lows, it's opinionated.
Other than the actual stats.
Right,
Yes.
right. That's what I'm getting at. And that's the reason why I asked y'all for y'all's opinion on it. I mean, what? 650 RPMs beyond the BMW 76,000 RPM fuel cutoff. Yet it's the M2 that packs the most bandwidth into its tactometer. See, why?
Yeah, stats are kind of boring. But you can't tell us which one you would like to have as daily, which one you'd like to drive to work and back and wherever with your wife or without her.
If I'm just going to work and back, that would probably be the Cayman. Because there's no really long stretch of road where I just want to go like 200 miles an hour.
No, not around here.
No, around here I'd want to go through the windy roads. I'd want the suspension from the Cayman.
See, I disagree. I get the same good suspension from the BMW.
And if the Mustang is heavy, you know what? Or what did you call it?
GT350.
Busy?
No, not that. The lows.
I called it busy.
I don't know what they meant by busy.
I
It
mean,
doesn't make any sense to me.
You want me to read you the article?
Always on intense.
I mean, it's not, if you put barely any pressure on the plate, you're going to burn the back tires.
Well, I don't want to deal with
I mean,
that
there's
on a daily
no
basis
eco
if I'm just
mode.
going to the store.
Yeah, there's no eco mode. It's just always let's race. That's why I was saying it can be fixed with aftermarket tuning, but at the same time, that's not what they were looking at.
No, if we're keeping it stock, then I don't think I'd want that, especially around here. If I got a lot of stretch of road between wherever I go, then hell yeah.
But 90% of the time, you don't.
No, if there's like 5 stoplights or in front of me, I'm gonna hate having to deal with that. You know, those high revs on the start of every.
You get
one of
used to it after a while, though. I mean, you do. You
Oh,
know
yeah,
as well as I do. You get used to it.
I
After
wouldn't
driving the
know.
Caliber for so many years, that has like, what, 180 horsepower?
If that.
And it's front-wheel drive, 4-cylinder, non-turbo.
Can you really compare the two, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
From the Caliber to the Challenger. That is a big jump in power,
Yes.
and I got used to it super quick.
It was the same way with my Velociter to the Challenger. Velociter had 202 horses. It was turbocharged, front-wheel drive. You know, you get on it right then and go, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
With the Challenger, it's more of that. Like, you actually get that head back.
Mm.
So you get used to it real quick. I know from driving the Veloster, if I put down, say like this is both gas pedals. If I put down this much, I'm going to go so fast. If I put that down that much in the Challenger, I'm going to go a lot faster. Probably break traction. So I go here to replace to here. You learn that real fast.
And that's part of the reason why I would say if I was just driving it to work and back, it would be the Cayman. Because I know I can slam my foot gas pedal all the way down and not have to worry about going crazy amounts of speeds because I can rely on the suspension. I'd want more of a sideways ride going from here to work and back than I would a car with a bigger engine.
Yeah. And when you were a guy that drove his Porsche to work every day.
Oh, yeah. But if we were traveling quite a bit of a distance, like to Charlotte or something, I would want something with a bigger engine.
I think I want the BMW.
I'd probably go with either...
I guarantee you the BMW is probably the most comfortable ride.
Oh, yeah, and very luxurious for the most part.
That's what I'm talking about. That's one reason why I would like that. I've rode 12 hours in a car that's built like the Cayman, where it's going to be on low-profile tires.
Oh, yeah.
Everything like that.
Yeah,
and it killed my back.
If we were driving to Charlotte and back every day, then yes, I would definitely go with either the BMW, maybe the GT350. I don't know what the interior's like.
It showed pictures. It didn't really give a layout of the actual.
Okay. Well, anyway, the more luxurious car is for longer trips. But I think around here in our country roads, I would love to have the Cayman.
Okay.
So, with all that being said, since I can't really have a tie, I'll just go with my original choice, the M2.
Okay.
Does that make y'all happy now?
It does.
Yes.
But it would be a very close decision between the GT350 because one thing, I like the way the GT350 looks. I like a car that's going to turn people's heads when you go by.
Very attractive, yes.
I don't care if it attracts police attention. I'll get pulled over and I'll hear them say, "This is a nice car."
Mm-hmm.
And then I can mess with them. You know why I pulled you over? Because I'll let you.
I mean, there's limits to stuff like that, but yes, that car definitely pulls off the I'm cool factor.
Yeah, and I like that. Loud. I'd make it louder.
Mm.
It would be so loud, I'd wake up neighborhoods, set off car alarms.
See, now we need to get Hondas and then put a Lambo body kit on it and just make it loud as all get out. Just be obnoxious as all possible.
I don't know about all that.
Anyway.
Continuing on, and this is huge. We found out that on September 23rd, 2019, Nissan got charged with fraud in our USA government. And I've got the story, and I'm going to go ahead and bring it up because I'm actually going to read this story. Even though I said last one, I cannot read.
You want me to read it?
Nope.
I thought I'd offer.
What does it say? I don't know. I can't read.
Hi, I'm 19 and I never learned how to read. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Nissan charged with fraud by the U.S. government. Sorry, I got a burp.
You sure you don't want me to read it?
Yes, I'm. I made a fool of myself with the last one by not being able to read it because of all the names. I'm very dyslexic, so I'm trying real hard to get over that.
It's kind of hard not to be dyslexic when you're reading a whole bunch of Japanese names.
It was Spanish. Or no, Portuguese because it's Brazil.
I thought we were talking about the Funimation fire.
He did the Funimation fire.
Oh, yeah.
All right, the company agreed to pay $15 million fine. That's there. Pay a $15 million fine for covering up how much they paid former CEO Carlos Ghosn. Okay, and here's the actual facts. The Securities and Exchange Commission for today fined Nissan $15 million for its part in padding former CEO Carlos Ghosn's salary. Now, they only have to pay $15. Ghosn himself has to pay an extra $1 million. Okay. Carlson agreed to pay a fine of $1 million with the disclaimer that he reserved the right to plead not guilty to criminal charges based on the same actions in Japan, where he is awaiting trial. Now, the fine will put a small part of Ghosn's saga behind Nissan, which currently running without a permanent CEO. The U.S. dealership network is reportedly unhappy with the current direction of the company, with many complaining its product lineup is bloated and aging. Which is actually, I don't know about that. I would say yes, because the only sports car they've put out here recently is the 370. And if you count the ugly Juke. I don't count the Juke.
I don't count the Juke.
The
I
Juke.
count the 370 and their GTRs.
Yeah, but the GTRs, they're so expensive and so
Yeah.
few and far between.
If they want to revive themselves,
Make it cheap.
bring back a Skyline.
Yeah, I agree with you. The SEC said Nissan's board in 2004 gave Gosselin the ability to set his own compensation levels and to determine how much directors and executives at the company would be paid. The SEC said that starting in 2009 until his arrest in Tokyo in 2018, Gosselin received a significant help from former director Greg Kelly and other Nissan staffers to conceal more than $90 million from the public books. They also boosted Gosselin's retirement allowance by $50 million.
Well,
Oh, it gets juicier. This is the SEC's comment right here, okay? Investors are entitled to know how and how much a company compensates its top executives, said Stephen Avakian, co-director of SEC Division's Enforcement. Gosselin and Kelly went to great lengths to conceal this information from investors and the market. Among the steps they took, the company entered into secret contracts designed to boost Gosselin's pay, backdated letters stating how long Gosselin had been involved in long-term incentive pay, and changed calculations of Gosselin's pension, allowed to give Gosselin $50 million in additional benefits. None of the extra $140 million Gosselin and Kelly accounted for was ever paid out, the SEC said. Statement said that Nissan, in a statement, Nissan has said it's been working on a remedial action, including installing new governance instructions that has 3 separate groups to oversee audits, compensations, and promotions. It is 2019. They are now getting on track with that?
so we're getting a job at Nissan, right?
Yeah, if they'll let me back pay and everything like that myself.
Yeah.
And he's only getting charged $1 million and is being able to say not guilty.
You took how much? 50 million. Well, give us $1 million.
We'll call it even. And they're only charging Nissan 15.
That's crazy.
I don't know. There's got to be more to this.
That's all I've got right here. And he's awaiting trial. So we'll find out more.
It's pretty
Right.
bad
As it
when you're
goes.
awaiting trial in another country.
Yeah.
I just can't. This is what gets me. They allowed him. And not only did they allow him to do this stuff, they helped him. They backdated letters. They literally went through a documented office where there's, letters that say he has not been there and said, just write his name in there. It'll work.
Yakuza.
Exactly.
It's got to be the Yakuza. I'm not kidding. It's got to be the Yakuza.
Or the Illuminati.
No.
Okay. But that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, when me and Don sit there and read that, I was like, whoa, because that's big news. That's
Yeah.
not like,
That's big money.
I mean, now $15 million is nothing to really Nissan because they do, I don't know how much in sales, but if they're tanking in any sort of way, like this is saying, maybe it is a lot more than that.
If you're bleeding money, you're bleeding money. It doesn't matter what it is.
Exactly. I agree with that 110%.
Mm.
But that's crazy. And that actually got me thinking, this whole thing with the $64,000 car, which we just had a big spat on, and with Nissan, which Nissan is known for being one of the top markets, not really markets, but one of the top sellers for JDM.
Mm.
With the when they bought in Datsun with the 240s, 280s, 180s, the Silvias,
Mm.
the Skylines, all that. Which do y'all prefer? American, JDM, Euros. Now, when I mean Euros, I mean sports car Euros. I don't want you to get a damn...
A Reliant Robin?
Yeah, oh God, no. or a Jetta, a regular Jetta.
I mean, it all depends on the classifications because I love my Mopar. I love classic muscle. I love classic JDM, JDM muscle. There's a few European cars I like. It all depends on what the categories are. I would own a lot of cars if I had the option.
But
If I had to choose one car to
Yep.
drive for the rest of my life,
No, not one car. One style.
style.
Would it be American in their American muscle, JDM, or would it be your Euro?
I hate to say it, but it'd probably be JDM.
Not surprised. I knew you were going to say it. as much as you like your Mopars.
Then I changed my answer. It's Mopar.
It's a lie.
I changed it. It's over.
It's over. Well,
Yeah, it's over. I choose Mopar now.
nope. I
Hey,
don't.
you can have your tie so he can change his mind.
Oh, y'all had such a spat over. This happens all the time.
No, but I feel like JDM's got a good variety to it where it can meet in all aspects.
Because you do see a lot of JDM influenced cars in in all three. I mean, JDM has their own stuff, of course, but like the SRT4, that's America's attempt at a JDM. So, and if you look at the Dodge Stealth, the Eagle Italian, when Mitsubishi started to come over, and what was it, the Cobalt SS, Chevy's attempt at it too, and still to this day, the Focus RS and the STs, hot hatches.
Yeah.
Very JDM inspired. Well, the RS is more rally sport, but still a lot of JDM inspired. For the longest time, we weren't putting turbochargers on our cars in America. We were blowers and superchargers. That's it.
Well, yeah, America couldn't really influence Japan car-wise because at the time we were going through the oil crisis. We didn't have the ability to just up and change our market 100%. We had to start banning Japanese cars. But Japan was on the right track at the time. They were building small engines and being more fuel efficient.
Economically, they were way more efficient.
Well,
Exactly.
what is it like in one of our favorite episodes of Top Gear when they're testing old British-made cars, and they were like, what really stopped out the British-made cars from making it further was Nissan or the Datsun finally made sale in England, and it was reliable. I mean, I did it. So you see JDM influenced the market so much.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it's not as much as in Europe, except with the hot hatches.
Yeah, Europe is really big on its own cars, just like America's big on its own cars. It's just Japan has been able to stick a little pinky in everybody.
But more with American muscle and stuff like that than they have with Euro, in my opinion. Because you don't really see a lot of European-styled cars that have been influenced by JDM.
Yeah, well, I mean,
besides the Golf GT, I don't even know about the Golf GTI. Because hot hatches kind of started from European.
What was the first hot hatch?
The Golf GTI.
When was that?
81.
Well, yeah, that was pretty far back. I was thinking EG6, the Honda's first Civic, the hatch. But that was in the 80s, too. I think it was later in the 80s.
So I feel like, almost in a way, all of them have kind of just made the circle of stuff. Because you see a lot of American influence in European cars. Big engine, just want to go straight line, but we're going to try to make a turn. Supercars.
Right.
Just add a good suspension on it. And now we see America's really starting to do that with our cars. I mean, prime example, we give it so much hate. The Corvette, the new one.
Yeah,
it's influenced so much by Ferrari.
The Corvette, the Falcons. We're really making attempts at making supercars. It's just not picking up as some of the bigger name brands that have been known for doing it for a long time.
Yeah, like Ferrari, Lambo.
Right.
Them.
Bugatti and all them.
Yeah. So, did your answer still be JDM?
It'd pretty much be JDM.
Is that just because of all the tuner support?
I mean,
aftermarket support?
Not only that, Japan has been really big on creativity and styling. Liberty Walk was created in Japan. I think they got their ideas for making bigger and wider cars from looking at some of our muscle cars. The guy that created Liberty Walk company was like, I just wanted my car to be bigger. I just wanted to be wider. I wanted to be obnoxious. I was like, that's kind of how I want to be. Most JDM cars are small and they have small engines, but they're able to produce a large amount of horsepower because people have the creativity to do so.
Turbochargers and stuff like that.
America's just been like, well, why do we have to limit ourselves? Let's just do it. Let's make a big car and make it go fast.
Yeah,
and anybody can go out and buy them. But a real car person goes and takes this small little engine in a small car and turns it into something massive, turns it into something great.
You mean like my Need for Speed Payback Garage?
Yes. I do not like your Alpha. Anyway. But I could take like a little Datsun.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
I can make a Datsun a very wide, loud, strong, heavy muscle car, but it came from a JDM garage.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I love how it's able to do that. And, you know, America at the time in the 70s when the Datsun came out, they tried to battle that with the Maverick and the Comet.
Right.
Small, little hatchback muscle
The
cars.
Gremlin.
Well, the Gremlin's a hot hatch in a way.
Oh, yeah. But
Especially if you put a
I
big
think
old boy engine in that
I
thing.
think it's just funny.
That is
I
funny.
think the Gremlin's funny.
You have no idea what we're talking about, do you?
No.
I didn't think so.
That's okay.
So which would you choose?
Me personally, I have to go with Aaron. I have to go with the JDMs. I feel like there's more room for the car enthusiast to make modifications to the vehicle. And I feel like there's more, or at least I think that there's more aftermarket parts for JDM vehicles versus domestic or even European.
And what about you?
I don't want to answer.
You don't want to answer. Is it going to be another tie?
Well, that's the reason why I'm not answering.
Okay.
Just answer it.
No.
You're the one who came up with this topic, and you're not going to answer it.
I love
Actually,
how you keep coming up with questions that was like, well, pick one, but let me give you a tie. And we wind up giving you one every time.
That's the reason why I'm not answering yet, because I'm literally going over in my head which one. And it's so hard for me.
It is very hard, I know. 90% of the time I would choose Mopar, but if I have to choose the whole world, I have to go JDM.
And see, that's where I'm at. I'm trying to sit there and wheedle out my classic car growth with my father.
This is quite a conundrum.
Yeah.
The inner machinations of Spud's mind are an enigma.
Well, I mean, y'all think it's easy. It's not easy for me.
It's not easy. It's really not. I've been thinking about it for a while now. But
That's the reason
think
why.
the creativity is the largest aspect of it. Dodge is great, and I love the fact that they went from big, heavy muscle cars to small, somewhat kind of reliable cars to, hey, we can make JDM cars too. Then coming back and making civilian-style cars in the early 2000s, and now coming back and making big, heavy, fast engines and really big muscle cars while also making civilian-style cars, police cars, so on and so forth.
So, see, and
Dodge has been good at adapting to people.
right, and
But
see,
JDM has been good at predicting people.
I wasn't going to say it was a tie. What I was going to say is that it's hard for me to choose this
Right.
because of the way I was brought up. And that's nothing mean to my dad, but I grew up in the hot rod muscle car of the heyday, 60s and 70s, looking at them cars since I was 10.
Mm-hmm.
My dad takes me to car shows. We still do it every year, twice a year. So it's hard for me not to have that love for that older style car and go American muscle every time. It's so hard for me to because I love so many of those cars. My favorite car, 1941 Willis. It's an American-made car. So it's hard for me to say no to that. But I think what wins it for me, and it is tied to a movie, it's Tokyo Drift. When they dropped the Nissan engine into the Mustang, the 67 Fastback Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
There's just that's what kind of sets me over the edge to say JDM. Because I like JDMs too. I love my Skylines. I love my Stage 3 Supras. Hell, I owned a Stage 2 Supra.
Mm-hmm.
My dad owned a Stage 1 Celica Supra. So, I mean, my dad has also worked into liking JDM. But if you'd ask him this question right now, he'd have been like, American, give me my Pontiac Firebird, 1978 or 1968.
Right.
All day. So it's hard to fight that. I wasn't going to give you all a tie. It's just, damn, I'm trying to think for myself and get that out of my head.
I mean, we thought you would have figured out your answer by now.
Well, it's hard for me not to say American.
Right.
It's hard.
I honestly thought you may have went European.
As much as I love Audi and BMW.
And Porsche.
Yeah, and see, you're not wrong. But
They've also started moving into making civilian cars too much.
yeah, it's to me, JDM has more aspect where I can take almost any old Japanese car, find that kind of aftermarket support for it. Whereas with American-made car, if it's not a big-time muscle car of some sort, you don't get that. And there's not much of an aftermarket thing for European cars.
When it comes to American cars, if it didn't influence the car scene, you don't get aftermarket support.
Or if it's not a big boy muscle car.
Right. The SRT 4s influence the car scene. Aftermarket support all over the world.
Right.
Ford Taurus, no aftermarket support. None whatsoever.
Not
Didn't
even for the
influence-
show.
No,
The show was the V8,
exactly.
and none for that.
If it's not a big muscle car or something that influenced the car scene, it's not got any aftermarket support.
So see, that's why I'd have to go JDM, because I know I could find one little car that I like. For example, you know what the Datsun 510 is?
No.
I have to show you a picture, but it is a Datsun. It's a Datsun, of course.
Right.
It's a little subcompact car.
Mm.
That's basically like their grocery go-getter car. Civilian, 4-door, but there's so much aftermarket hype for this car that I want. That's what kind of puts me more into JDM. They give you so much support for any car that you have. Even regular Civics. I hate to say this, as much as I give Civics hell,
Mm.
since the 80s, there's been nothing but like stuff you can do to a Civic.
Yep.
To do it. It's almost like Jeeps nowadays. You can do anything with a Jeep.
Oh, yeah.
So, but Civic had that before, and it's always had that. So yeah, JDM.
The number one modded car, Mazda Miata.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's such a high market for them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would definitely have to go with JDM. And yes, it took me a minute, but I literally had to think about that. It's hard for me not to say.
So we all say JDM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we're best friends.
I mean, 90% of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Watch Berserk and I'll think about it.
Quick, lick
So
his
me and
face.
Aaron are best friends.
See, I knew that was going to happen. All right, guys. With that, that's the end of episode 4.
Wow.
It was dry at first. We're not
Yeah.
even going to lie. We're sorry.
Yeah.
We're sorry, guys. That was dry. But with that, as you can see, we're trying to get better at what we're doing. We're trying these new things out, which mine's about to go out the
And we're
window.
trying to get better equipment. It's not working.
So please help support us. But with that, that's the end of episode 4. And like, comment, subscribe. I about messed it up again.
There you
You're
go.
good.
I about messed it up again.
Remember to beat that bell icon.
God almighty, I hate that.
I'm just gonna keep saying that every
I know.
episode.
And that's
Beat
just
it.
like us saying, once upon a time, Juan found his keyboard.
And his fingers magically moved.
Y'all are seriously gonna do this every time.
Yes, you are. Listen, man. I know you got your hentai. I know you got your anime titties. But I'm not one of you.
Oh,
Yes! Still snuck that in.
he did it. He did it.
Y'all just wait.
You had all show to do it. I left it open for you.
I didn't think about it.
Letterkenny will be upset with you.
Excited about the new season.
I know.
I know that's
Way
Neither
off
here nor
topic.
there,
Way
but-
off topic.
All right,
Very-
but we're done with this episode. This is episode 4. We will likely see y'all again for episode 5. And with that being said, I'm Mr. Spud. This is Don Juan. This is Aaron Legend. And we will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.